say you murdered 3. Strange things did happen here, no stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree where dead man called out for his love to flee? Strange things did happen here, no stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree where I told you to run so we both be free? Strange things that happen here, no stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree where a necklace of hope side by side with me? Strange things did happen here, no stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree.
Who are these 20 special
There's
children?
Millie,
I should do then. Drop a line or just pop round with a
Millie
decent
who?
packet of biscuits.
Millie Carroll.
Millie Carroll.
We'll spit it out. So now you're incompetent as well as a liar.
Advertising that. What we're advertising, this. Like, people ain't thinking about it from all angles. And that's what you've got to do. Think about it from all angles. You are celebrating, like, from my point of view, you're fucking wrong.
This
From the other point of
man,
view, you are showing
thief,
what you can be if you
and
take into
extorter.
account a bloke
I wouldn't be
that's
surprised
allowed
if he was
to
a
live
murderer.
amongst us and be celebrated and earn fucking money out of it and be lauded like something special.
Yeah.
What? Either way you look at it, it's wrong.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you, and I really do think that yeah, you've made your point and you have made it clearly. Tony's right about that. You've broke it all down and everything else, and you do know a lot of the other stuff as well. So that's good. Yeah.
I'm a terrible right-wing thug, me.
No, you're not. No, you're not. But I wouldn't want to have an argument with you.
I'm right.
I'd have to go. I'd get Tony. I'd say, Tone, please have a word with Carla. Tell her I was only joking.
She put me on the head.
Yeah.
That pissed me off even more. They're kind of behave.
Yeah.
You're visualising that now, aren't you? Tony patting
Yeah,
your head.
I am. Yeah.
Right, is there anyone else you want me to slag off?
No, I think you've done your duty today. Your due diligence.
Maggie
but-
Mugley, wrong one.
Oh, you can talk about her if you want to talk about her. Do you want to have a good slag in her? Go on.
Harpoon Kapoor, wrong un. His missus, wrong un. Paul Bates, wrong un. Dean Neal, the bricklayer, he's a fucking wrong un. Daily Agenda, Simon Tomlin, wrong un. Claire, wrong un. The Viking, being shagged by a wrong un, makes him a wrong un. Yeah, I could go on. The list goes on. Vinnie Sullivan,
The Shield. Yeah.
The Shield is a wrong un. Yeah, I could go on all day. They're all the people I watch. I know they're a wrong un. I would avoid them like the plague. And if anyone asks you to give them money, ask them what they're going to give you. If it is a spectacular demonstration with millions of people and lots of great speakers, that's good. If they can't explain themselves, they haven't got a fucking job for no apparent reason, and they're just mooching about doing nothing, tell them to fuck off. If they're doing good stuff, like citizen journalists, they're doing good stuff, that's a good reason to help them, because they ain't getting adverts, you're helping them. Yeah, there's good stuff out there. Use your brains and work it out. And if you're stuck, come and ask me. I'll answer your questions free of charge.
Yeah.
You don't even have to buy me a coffee.
Yeah, she did say Viking was shagged by a wrong un or was shagging a wrong un. Yes, Claire. Yeah. Yeah, she's talking about Claire. You need to keep up. You should have been here earlier. If you're not here earlier.
Shagging your way into the right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't advise that either. You might meet me.
You are fucking funny, Carla. A lot of people have said you're funny this evening as well.
Yeah, I'm like Katie Hopkins without the money.
Someone's asking you, what do you think of Tracy Blackwell? Why are you laughing?
Why am I laughing? Didn't we deal with her years ago? She's a special sort of nuts. Like, honestly, yeah. Look.
But to be fair, maybe what happened to her did send her a little bit.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Like, Greve does funny things to people. So I give her a bit of leeway in that sense. However, she did exactly the fucking same and went, oh, look, rub her hands together. The right are generous people. She did that. And yeah, didn't she shag James Goddard as well?
They had fallen out and then made up again, didn't they?
But she still slates all us and then we'll turn up at a demo with her banner about the boys that died. Having read that, and I'll let you all into a little secret, I have a degree in law and a degree in psychology and a degree in sociology.
Oh, bloody hell.
I am an intelligent fuck. Having read all that, it didn't read to me like it was a targeted thing. It didn't read like that to me. And yeah, I feel sorry for her as a mum that lost a child, but I think that has sent her down the wrong path. And she's bonkers. She's bonkers through grief, not, bonkers in a medical sense or anything like that. It is literally through grief. And I feel sorry for her for that, because I don't know what I'd do if I lost one of my kids. However, it hasn't been lost in the way her cock stones. Do you know what I mean? She's used it intelligently. Her grief has been used. She's not stupid. But do I think her kid was murdered? I'm not sure I do, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. I think it was a drink driver, and I think if she'd have spent her time trying to get higher sentences for drink drivers, she would have had a cause. But
it is one of my absolute bugbears in the world. Drink driving, drug driving, specifically because of the damage you cause to the other person. If you want to drink drive into a tree and kill yourself, small thing. But 9 times out of 10, you are going to take out someone that doesn't deserve it. So in that respect, like, I hate drink drivers. I hate them, because 9 times out of 10, somebody suffers that didn't deserve to suffer because of your choices.
Yeah, and it is sad that 3 people lost their children.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it is
like,
sad.
there's no getting away from, like, I feel sorry for her for losing her child. I honestly, as a mum, I've got 5. And I don't know what I'd do if I lost a child. And yeah, honestly, anyone that is still standing after losing their child, my heart is, good for them. However, how you deal with your grief, everyone deals with it differently. I understand that. But she wanted someone to blame in a different way. And she then articulated that to be useful to herself. That's my take on it.
Yeah, there was a lot of nasty stuff with the fallouts between the mothers and that as well.
Yeah, they all were fighting. There was affairs going on and all sorts.
Yeah.
And
dirty slandering as well. And dirty slandering. Yeah.
There is absolutely no getting away from the fact that if you are a feeling human and a feeling mum, that there is no getting away from the fact that losing a child would hurt you in a way that most people couldn't understand unless they'd lost a child. So I get that bit of it. How you articulate it is a different thing. As I explained earlier, I was a child of care. The first time my parents tried to kill me, I was 4.
Oh,
they threw me out the back of a moving car.
Oh, sorry for that, Carla.
I don't expect it, but that's the difference. I do not expect anyone to feel sorry for me. What I went through from a small child to probably 16, 17 years of age is not anyone else's fault. And I do not, I actually, I can't stand it. When, I'm sorry that happened to you. It happened. I don't care whether you're sorry. It didn't happen to you. It happened to me. I'm not sorry.
Well, that's me told.
Like, it made me the person I am. And the person I am is someone that tries to stop things happening to other people. Yeah. If that hadn't have happened to me, I wouldn't exist. Do you see what I mean? It's how you articulate the things that happen to you in life. Yeah. You can be a victim, and there's people that want to be a victim. Yeah. That's how their brain assimilates it. And they gather things from that, whether it's attention or money or, there's all sorts of reasoning for that. But like, their cogs ain't turning right. For me, I am the sort of person that goes, well, that happened. There's nothing I can do to change it.
Yeah.
Nothing. If no matter what I do with myself, that still exists. So I either use it to make something better or I behave like a cunt. So that's your choice. So yeah, although I think it's terrible to lose a child, how you go about changing that. There's a lady locally who lost her child to stabbing, and she has gone about, and there's these stab things that you can put on that help people that have been stabbed. That's how she's articulated her loss, is by taking that out into the public and trying to help people that have been stabbed. It's some sort of blood thing. You put it on and it helps save the life of someone that's been stabbed. That's how you do it right.
Yeah, I agree with you.
She's took her torment and she's turned it into something that can stop that torment for other people. That's how you go about assimilating your loss. You do the right thing with it. Do you see what I mean? It's you can either be greedy and take things for yourself and carry on being a victim, or you can try to turn that into something to help other people.
I totally agree with you. Totally.
That's what differentiates the people that have got the right mindset. Do you know what I mean? I would not want anyone in the world to go through a life that I've been through. So if I can offer them something that stops that, then that's what I will do. And that's what differentiates people that are selfish and selfless.
I agree. Yeah. So I am going to round up now. And I thank you for coming on. What does the audience think? Did you enjoy Carla coming on? Should we ask her to come back in a few months? And she could give us the next speaker on the list. Well, there's always people to call out. Always people to call out. But
I'll talk about anything any day.
Listen, Carla, you're always welcome back. I like strong women. I've always liked strong women. I think a lot of Tommy's support is strong women. I think a lot of people that have stood up are the strong women of this country. And I think it's the strong women of this country that comes without even recognition a lot of the time as well. Even Tommy, a lot of them don't want to be recognised, if we're truthful.
I think women are the forefront, personally. A lot of people think it's men and that men should be standing in front of women. I think women are harder to argue with.
Yeah. Well, there you go, guys. I've enjoyed tonight, Carla. I've really enjoyed your company. It's been good.
Who are these 20 special
There's
children?
Millie.
And I'm glad that
Millie
no,
who?
haven't. And I'm glad that only in the right areas. And I wouldn't want it any other way. I think that it's good that you've come on and cleared up for Tony, because I've got a lot of respect for Tony as well. And
she is the bollocks. Is that
she
Tony?
is. She's a real one. And she's a lovely lady.
Well,
she
so
don't deserve half
they
of the shit that she
also
gets
make
either.
Shoes of
Well,
the skin
she's
of
a
the baby's
fucking
skin. They've got a
badass with
special tool
ginger
and
hair and a great smile. I love her.
Yeah. So because we have spoken for 4 hours, I'm going to leave my review of AYs until tomorrow now, people. Because I do want to get off and I want to go to bed myself before my husband moans at me. He's up there waiting. he's even in bed. He's sorted out the neighbour. He's gone back to bed. Poor old neighbour could get in his house.
It's you going, he's waiting. Oh.
Yeah. I once said to someone on a live stream, I'm going up to jump my husband now. See you all later. Oh my God, the trolls had a field day the next day. That's disgusting. Yeah. Why didn't she just say leg over the common cow? So the next stream I did, I said, I'm going upstairs to have a leg over. Yeah, these
honestly, for me, if anyone has anything or advice or anything they've heard from me that they think I might be able to help with, then find me. I'm not hard to find. Yeah. I like wave my hands and go, I'm me. If you go on my Facebook and look at places I've been, you actually can walk to my front door and ask me, because I don't hide. So yeah, if you've got a question or you've got advice or anything like that, come and hit me up.
Yeah, and this is Carla Rogers, okay?
Bag full of fucking trouble.
And she is a lovely lady. But don't ever think she's a fool though. She ain't no fool. Definitely ain't
Oh
no
my
fool.
God, someone called me a lady.
Yeah. But she ain't no fool. All right then, I'm gonna go. Thank you for coming on, Carla. I will definitely. Do you know what I'll do in the future when I'm doing a live stream? I'll send you a link, and if you feel like coming on or listening, you can listen for a bit. If you want to come on, just come on. Do you know what I mean? I'll send you.
If I'm not at work, then yeah,
you know,
I do 50-hour weeks, but yeah.
And if you don't feel like it, you don't have to. But you know, at your own free time. We have lots of other people that are from the right that come up and pop up. I'm surprised Babs ain't there. Have you ever met Babs? A little lady called Babs. She's been going to protests for years. Absolutely loves Tommy. She does. I'll have to introduce you to her.
So do a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's
I think he's a little twat. No, I don't.
Yeah, I'm not one of the starstruck ones. I have to be honest.
That's the thing. I think he's a little twat.
You know, but
No,
I think that he's a hero. I really do for our country.
no, like I said earlier, he's done good things. I know that we've come from being chucked in a car park and told you can talk out there to 1 million+ people turning up in the last time we demoed. So for me, I am exceptionally proud of what he's done, and I can absolutely 100% say that he is humble at looking out at all those people and going, what the fuck, I've done that. And it probably is not even like he looks and he goes, wow. And yeah, I 100% know that humbles him, that he's gone from what that was all those years ago to now, and he appreciates every single person that is standing there listening.
Yeah, he does. I think he does.
No, he does. 100%. He absolutely is humbled by what he's managed to do. And he don't even think about it as what he's managed to do. It's what everybody else has managed to do. Yeah, I know that. That he looks at and goes, wow, that is amazing. So, yeah, I can wholeheartedly say that he appreciates every single person that comes out to one of the United Kingdom demos, and that we have gone from EDO in a car park and 500 people, if we were lucky, to what is now United Kingdom. I 100% know that he is looking out and going, wow, look at what we have done. Not look at what he has done, look at what we have done.
Yeah. And he deserves it. He deserves the recognition. And Danny Umfield said that's built on blood. That's Danny Roscoe, by the way. That's built on blood, sweat, and tears. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I don't want a single person, whether they have been around for 10 years, 6 years, or 5 minutes, to think that that is not appreciated. For someone like me who has watched it grow, just like Tommy, I absolutely appreciate every single fucking person that is now going, yep, you were right. And it now is my moment to stand here and say so. That is 100%. And I know, just go back and actually look at Tommy's face and catch him in those little moments where he looks out and goes, fucking hell, this is amazing. He is humbled by every single person out there. Humbled. It's not about him, it's about the country. And he knows that. It's not about him, it is about the country.
Yeah.
And there's a few patriots out there that you'll see exactly the same face on, that are humbled by what the country are doing and appreciate it. You're all great people.
Yeah. Victoria says the people appreciate he held in there. Just imagine where we would be if none of this ever came out. Oh, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And if people had listened a lot earlier, but we can all say, but if. But now people are listening to him. He's got an immense number of people that stand with him.
Yeah, we're there.
Yeah.
Tell your friends, tell your family, like, talk to them. You'd be surprised. As I have been surprised, as I explained earlier, how many people weren't being listened to. There's loads of us that will listen. And we appreciate every single person that comes out, especially to the United Kingdom demos. Every single person that come out. The last one, obviously, there was a few people that were held at the bridge, couldn't get close. I appreciate every single person that took the time to come out that day. Every single person, whether you was at the front, whether you was at the back, whether you was held out by the police. I appreciate every single person that come out.
Yeah, definitely. And on that note, that's an end, guys. I shall speak to you all later. I'm going to drop you down now, Carla, and I'll see you again next time. Yeah?
All right.
All right, take care. Bye-bye. So that's Carla Rogers. Please get in touch with her if you need anything. Just go to her. Go talk to her. And, yeah, I'm pleased with the stream we had tonight. Take care, people. I'll see you on the next one.
Look around, the whole world's coming together now. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it?
Who are these 27?
There's Millie, she's a brown girl.
Millie who?
Millie Cowell.
Millie Cow.
All the colors of the West, living together for one. Yes, it's all right. Give my message to your brother and tell him try. Every word you try to teach them was baby and brother. Because we're all the same. Yes, the blood inside of me is inside of you. And now tell me, can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Now tell me, can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Yeah, yeah. Sing aloud because we want to make a crowd. Yeah, touch your hand and sing a song so pure salvation brings. Tell me, can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Yeah, yeah.
Skin, baby, skin.
All the children of the West, living together for one. Yes, it's all right. Take my message to your brother and tell him try. Take the news to the margin who are killing their brothers and dead won't do. 'Cause we're all the same. As the blood inside of me is inside of you. Now tell me, can you feel it? Tell me, can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you see what's going down? You feel it in your bones. Can you feel it? Yeah, yeah. Every breath you take is someone's death in another place. Every health is sound is hunger and strife to another child. But the stars do shine, and promise and salvation is near this time. Can you feel it now? So brothers and sisters, shall we know how? Now tell me, can you feel it? Tell me, can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you see what's going down? Open up your eyes. All the children of the West, living together for one. Yes, it's all right. Take my message to your brother and tell him try. Let the news to the margin who are killing their brothers and dead won't do. Just the one saying, just the blood inside my veins is inside of you. Now tell me, can you feel it? 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 Can you feel
Good morning, everyone, and good evening to all of you that haven't gone to bed yet. I didn't do a stream yesterday because I knew there was going to be thousands of other people all celebrating Tommy Robinson's release. And I thought it would be the same old, same old. But yes, am I happy? Yes, absolutely. Tommy Robinson has, yesterday was such a brilliant day from start to finish. I actually went to bed giggling my head off, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So to start with, you know, it started off with Tommy Robinson winning his court case. I had a feeling he was going to win anyway for the fact that they told him to come back for his sentencing, and they allowed him to go to Israel. So I had a feeling he was going to win, and he should have
Who are
won
these
anyway.
20
So
There's,
special
there's
justices?
it's brilliant
Millie.
because that
She's a
sets
brown
precedent
girl.
now and
Millie.
sort of like saves all our rights within this country. But for Tommy Robinson, it was remarkable and brilliant. And I'm going to show you what happened when GB News announced, you know, the results of Tommy's court case. And how the left have gone absolutely crazy. And then we move on to the next thing that made me smile. Yeah, so much has happened in the last, I don't know, 24 hours that was just unbelievable. And don't worry, Den, we will get to that. We will get to it. Don't worry. Oh dear, that was hysterical when I heard it. I just fucking, oh God. So let me get to what I want to show you first. Oh dear. People are so funny in this world. So let's go get it. Right, here we go. Let me find the bit. Right, I think this is around right here. In fact, the whole thing is just good. I might as well just play the whole thing because the BBC, well, they've been brought down as well, haven't they? I might as well just do the whole thing all together. Yeah, it is a late one. Yeah, it's a late one. Or early one for me. A lot of you are not even gone to bed by the look of it. So, yeah, we'll start here right at the beginning,
This is full
actually.
of talk, but out here, it's the real world. Am I allowed to talk? No, that's it. This is where it matters, real people and real lives. That's what politics is all about.
Fact that Trump made a good start, you know.
Straight answers, no spin, and just a couple of pints.
How many fingers have I ever got up? About 10.
So join me for Lee Anderson's Real World every Friday at 7 p.m, only on GB News. The People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
You want to know what's really going on in the corridors of power? Labour don't know what to do with you half the time, so that makes you quite lethal. Get behind the headlines with Chopper's Political Podcast. Join me, Christopher Hope, as I sit down with the great and the good of British politics. We'll see where this ruling takes us. These are the stories shaping our nation. Chopper's Political Podcast, available now on all platforms. Listen in and stay ahead.
I think for far too long in this country, millions of people felt as though they weren't represented at all by the establishment media.
GB News was needed because there literally was no other voice. Everyone was saying the same thing.
GB News exists because there is a desperate need for fearless journalism that puts the people first. GB News came on the scene as a disruptor.
That working people pay their income tax, their national insurance and their VAT.
Rachel Reeves said she wouldn't raise income tax.
Of this parliament, which means we're not going to have to come back for more.
She said she wouldn't tax you more in this budget.
My job to deal with the world as we find it, not the world that I might wish it to be.
Today she gaslit the nation. For goodness sake, go.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
If not for us, do it for yourself, Rachel. In other news,
Let me tell you our story. Who knows? One day you might need it.
What do you say to your victims, Hugh Edwards?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome indeed to Jim'll Fix It.
it's game over for the BBC. A leaked report could bring down the institution once and for all. Tommy Robinson wins his court case. They only arrested him because of his political beliefs. Plus, the Home Office apparently has no idea where this depraved Pakistani rape gang paedophile is. And
Who acceded to the English throne at the age of 9 on the death of his father Henry VIII in 1547?
Henry VII.
Edward VI.
humiliation for David Lammy. A taxi driver in France has been acquitted of trying to steal his money and his luggage. The judge ruled that Lammy's claims were, quote, incoherent. On my panel tonight, we have got Tory MP Esther McVeigh, we've got Reform Party councillor Jamie McIver and former Labour Minister Bill Rammell, and take a bow, John Lewis.
All right, kids, let's clear all these prezzies off the table. Oh, yeah, that one too, thank you.
I'll show you the full clip later on. Get ready, Britain, here we go. Paedophiles, terrorists and lies. All in a day's work for the BBC. Next.
Good evening. The top stories from the GB newsroom. Rachel Reeves has refused to
rule out tax rises, saying she'll make the necessary choices in her budget later on this month. It comes amid warnings from the Resolution Foundation that tax rises are inevitable. The OBR is also expected to downgrade its productivity forecast, leaving a £20 billion gap in the public finances. Well, speaking from Downing Street earlier today, the Chancellor said her statement on the 26th of November will focus on fairness. The world has thrown challenges our way.
Mine will be a budget for growth, with fairness at its heart, and a budget that supports businesses to create jobs and to innovate. As I take my decisions on both tax and spend, I will do what is necessary to protect.
There's something wrong with her. She's like an AI robot, isn't she? She reminds me of the way that Theresa May used to talk as well. It's like she's modelled herself on her.
Families from high inflation and interest rates, to protect our public services from a return to austerity, and to ensure that the economy that we hand down to future generations is secure, with debt under control.
Conservative leader Kemi Badenoch has hit back, claiming Rachel Reeves' speech proves Labour has given up on living within its means.
Chancellor's speech was one long waffle bomb. a laundry list of excuses. She blamed absolutely everybody else for her own choices, her own decisions, her own failures.
In other news, a committee of MPs has written to the BBC's chairman demanding information about the way a speech by the US President Donald Trump was edited in an episode of Panorama. The broadcaster is accused of doctoring a Donald Trump speech to make it appear he encouraged the...
Now, what's funny here is that Tommy Robinson told everyone what Panorama was years ago, but they all called him a liar, didn't they? All those wokies, all the little wokies said Tommy was lying. Oh dear. Now you've gone and done it to a big man. Now what's going to happen? You're going to get sued.
Capitol Hill riot. An internal memo seen by The Telegraph claims the Panorama episode broadcast a week before the US election completely misled viewers. It showed Mr. Trump urging supporters to fight like hell when he actually said to march peacefully and patriotically. The BBC told GB News it doesn't comment on leaked documents, but said all feedback is taken seriously. Elsewhere, the brother of the Southport killer said his parents lost control of their son. He feared his younger sibling would kill a member of their family. A public inquiry has heard today. Axel Rudakabana, then 17, killed 3 little girls at a Taylor Swift-themed dance class in July last year. The Southport inquiry heard the attacker's brother Dion Rudakabana told a friend there was a risk of his brother doing something potentially fatal. Dion said his brother reminded him of the sociopathic murderer in the film No Country for Old Men. And as you've been hearing, Tommy Robinson has been cleared of a terror offence after refusing to give police his phone PIN when stopped at the Channel Tunnel last year. The 42-year-old had been driving to Spain when police demanded access to his iPhone under anti-terror powers. The judge found him not guilty, ruling police acted unlawfully, detaining him under the Terrorism Act. Robinson's defence argued officers targeted him because of his political views and not because of any link to terrorism. Those are the latest headlines for now. More from me in an hour. Now it's back to Patrick.
Tune in to GB News Radio wherever you are. Online, on DAB Digital Radio, on TuneIn, on Radio Player, and on your smart speaker. Just say, play GB News.
Here we go.
Good evening. It's game over for the BBC. Today, it's emerged that will bring...
I really love this guy because he's sarcastic and he's so funny.
The state broadcaster to its knees, should see its Director General and Head of News sacked, and lead to a massive public apology to us all. The BBC pumped Hamas propaganda into our homes and around the world, and the powers that be ignored it, covered it up, and allowed it to continue. On BBC Arabic, they platformed Samar El-Zainan 244 times between November 2023 and April 2025. Now, he posted on social media, apparently, that Jews should be burnt like Hitler did. They platformed Ahmad Al-Ajjar, who described Jews as, quotes, devils and Israelis as less than human. He was on 522 times during the same period. The BBC failed to mention that many Palestinian prisoners were actually guilty of terror crimes, including bombings and knife attacks. It gave unjustifiable weight to Hamas's claims about the death toll in Gaza. They did a report about a female sex slave being released from Gaza, then ran a 600-word statement from Hamas calling her a liar.
Wow.
It incorrectly claimed the International Court of Justice had ruled that genocide was taking place. Newsnight highlighted claims that thousands of babies were on the brink of starvation in Gaza, that it already knew to be false. And that is the key point there, that they already knew to be false claims. BBC Arabic is partly funded by our Foreign Office, so it's all money. The Foreign Office should withdraw funding and demand a refund right now. The BBC, through the independent production company it used, also stands accused of paying Hamas for this documentary that they had to take off air because the boy here just happens to be the son of a Hamas government minister.
Good morning. You all right? Have you ever wondered what you'd do if your world was destroyed?
Last night, it was revealed that BBC Panorama appeared to doctor a speech by President Trump to make it seem like he instigated riots.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you, and we fight. We fight like hell. We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women.
But this is the worst bit. So This leaked report that's just coming to light now reveals how, having made such serious and misleading journalistic errors, BBC executives chose to hide them from the public rather than correct the record. In doing so, they appear to have deliberately chosen to mislead licence fee payers. And on that note, look what I received in the post today. There you go. So if you don't want to pay for this extreme level of indoctrination, lies, deceit and propaganda, they threaten to send round the heavies for you. They will knock on your front door any time of the morning, afternoon or evening. If they find that you've been watching TV, they can interview you under caution, fine you a grand plus legal costs, criminalise you and then force you to pay for a licence fee. What was announced on Monday? Oh, they are expected to hike the price of the TV licence above 180 quid for the first time ever. Thank you, BBC. Taxpayers have to pay for the privilege of being indoctrinated by BBC bias. I mean, the leaked document is a huge scandal. Heads must roll, but it's just the latest in a long line of huge BBC scandals.
We know we watches BBC, though, don't we? Oh, venomous Maximus. Oh, God. Every time he opened his mouth, it was BBC propaganda.
Very much so.
Do you think Mrs. Parker Bowles was a factor in the breakdown of your marriage?
Well, there were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded.
It's okay,
Martin
so
Bashir's
to
Princess
link him.
Diana interview. Well, it turned out that Bashir used fake bank statements and deceitful behaviour to secure that panorama
Exactly.
interview. It was based on lies. They put a helicopter above Cliff Richard's house and did live coverage of a police raid. He was, of course, later acquitted of all allegations. They had to pay him £2 million. I mean, if they wanted to report on cases involving alleged sex criminals, well, frankly, they should just walk around their own office.
Exactly.
A note of caution, always be careful. It's important to check all the sources. They might not be giving you the full picture.
Q Edwards convicted of being in possession of the worst category of child porn. The country's most notorious paedophile, Jimmy Savile, stalked their corridors for decades.
Exactly.
It could be good. I hope it'll be. Well, it will be. It'll be fantastic.
Well, there you go. That's just another paedophile at the BBC, isn't it? Rolf Harris. Any more? Oh, yeah. Stuart Hall in 2013. He pleaded guilty to 14 counts of indecent assault against 13 girls, some as young as 9 years old, with offences occurring between 1967 and 1985, during which time he was at the BBC. Some other issues they've had just in the last year. Gary Lineker, Bob Villan, he claims that BBC staff praised him after his Glastonbury performance, which of course was just beamed out live to an audience of millions.
Death to the IDF! Death to the IDF! Death to the IDF! Death to the IDF!
There's people like Greg Wallace, aren't there? It's also just like the rampant left-wing bias, which they've had to apologise for.
He has said that this is now a matter of national security.
Nigel Farage with his customary inflammatory language there at a Reform UK press conference.
Oh, bloody hell.
A little bit more left-wing bias.
Well, this is all very exciting, isn't it? Hello and welcome to our look ahead to what the papers will be bringing us tomorrow. Am I allowed to be this gleeful? Well, I am.
Yeah, that was the day Boris Johnson went, so there you go. And that's before we've spoken about them being accused of ageism to us all. A leaked dossier revealed the BBC pumped Hamas propaganda into our homes and around the world, and the powers that be ignored it, covered it up, and allowed it to continue. On BBC Arabic, they platformed Sama El-Zainan 244 times between November 2023 and April 2025. Now, he posted on social media, apparently, that Jews should be burnt like Hitler did. They platformed Ahmad al-Ajjar, who described Jews as, quotes, devils and Israelis as less than human. He was on 522 times during the same period. The BBC failed to mention that many Palestinian prisoners were actually guilty of terror crimes, including bombings and knife attacks. It gave unjustifiable weight to Hamas's claims about the death toll in Gaza. They did a report about a female sex slave being released from Gaza, then ran a 600-word statement from Hamas calling her a liar.
Wow.
It's incorrectly claimed the International Court of Justice had ruled that genocide was taking place. Newsnight highlighted claims that thousands of babies were on the brink of starvation in Gaza, that it already knew to be false. And that is a key point there, that they already knew to be false claims. BBC Arabic is partly funded by our Foreign Office, so it's more money. The Foreign Office should withdraw funding and demand a refund right now. The BBC, through the independent production company it used, also stands accused of paying Hamas for this documentary that they had to take off air because the boy here just happens to be the son of a Hamas government minister.
Good morning. You all right? Have you ever wondered what you'd do if your world was destroyed?
Last night, it was revealed that BBC Panorama appeared to doctor a speech by President Trump to make it seem like he instigated riots.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you, and we fight. We fight like hell. We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women.
But this is the worst bit. So this leaked report that is just coming to light now reveals how, having made such serious and misleading journalistic errors, BBC executives chose to hide them from the public rather than correct the record. In doing so, they appear to have deliberately chosen to mislead licence fee payers. And on that note, look what I received in the post today. There you go. So if you don't want to pay for this extreme level of indoctrination, lies, deceit and propaganda, they threaten to send round the heavies for you. They will knock on your front door any time of the morning, afternoon or evening. If they find that you've been watching TV, they can interview you under caution, fine you a grand plus legal costs, criminalise you and then force you to pay for a licence fee. What was announced on Monday? Oh, they are expected to hike the price of the TV licence above 180 quid for the first time ever. Thank you, BBC. Taxpayers have to pay for the privilege of being indoctrinated by BBC bias. I mean, the leaked document is a huge scandal. Heads must roll, but it's just the latest in a long line of huge BBC scandals.
We know who watches BBC, though, don't we? Oh, Venomous Maximus. Oh, God. Every time he opened his mouth, it was BBC propaganda.
Very much so.
Do you think Mrs. Parker Bowles was a factor in the breakdown of your marriage?
Well, there were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded.
It's okay,
Martin
so
Bashir's Princess Diana interview. Well, it turned out that Bashir used fake bank statements and deceitful behaviour to secure that Panorama interview. It was based on lies. They put a helicopter above Cliff Richard's house and did live coverage of a police raid. He was, of course, later acquitted of all allegations. They had to pay him £2 million. I mean, if they wanted to report on cases involving alleged sex criminals, well, frankly, they should just walk around their own office.
On note of caution, always be careful. It's important to check all the sources. They might not be giving you the full picture.
Hugh Edwards convicted of being in possession of the worst category of child porn. The country's most notorious paedophile, Jimmy Savile, stalked their corridors for decades.
Exactly.
It could be good. I hope it'll be good. Well, it will be. It'll be fantastic.
Well, there you go. That's just another paedophile at the BBC, isn't it? Rolf Harris. Any more? Oh, yeah. Stuart Hall in 2013. He pleaded guilty to 14 counts of indecent assault against 13 girls, some as young as 9 years old, with offences occurring between 1967 and 1985, during which time he was at the BBC. Some other issues they've had just in the last year. Gary Lineker, Bob Villan, he claims that BBC staff praised him after his Glastonbury performance, which of course was just beamed out live to an audience of millions.
Death to the IDF! Death to the IDF! Death to the IDF! Death to the IDF!
There's people like Greg Wallace, aren't there? There's also just like the rampant left-wing bias, which they've had to apologise for.
He has said that this is now a matter of national security.
Nigel Farage with his customary inflammatory language there at a Reform UK press conference.
Oh, bloody hell.
A little bit more left-wing bias.
Well, this is all very exciting, isn't it? Hello and welcome to our look ahead to what the papers will be bringing us tomorrow. Am I allowed to be this gleeful? Well, I am.
Yeah, that was the day Boris Johnson went, so there you go. And that's before we've spoken about them being accused of ageism and sexism for getting rid of older female presenters on shows like Country Farm and Strictly Come Dancing. The BBC is finished. It should just turn itself into a commercial channel. Stop demanding taxpayers for this cacophony of detritus and stick to doing what it does best. programmes about trans people, shows about how the burqa is a good thing for women's rights, and about how the Anglo-Saxons were actually all mixed race. Thoughts on my panel this evening. We, of course, have Tory MP Esther McVeigh, Reform Councillor Jane McIver, and former Labour Minister Bill Ramell. Esther, I'll start with you on this. I mean, pretty shocking revelations here in this leaked report about the BBC essentially knowingly misleading people, not just about Trump, but in this case as well about Hamas.
Oh, it's devastating, this, for the BBC, to have altered it, to have doctored it, and then when people point it out, there's deny, defend, and just sort of try and derail anybody trying to look into it. Really, now, they've always hidden behind the fact that they were impartial, that they weren't biased, and that sort of has slipped now. We now know they are biased. We've always thought it. We've always thought they were pro-Labour, pro-Remain, pro-immigration, pro-trans rights, and now we found out that is the truth.
Yeah, and I suppose, Jamie, as well, the point is that the killer line for me in all of that was that they essentially knew that this was going on, and once they'd been told that it was happening, they chose to try to cover it up as opposed to inform the public and do anything about it.
Yeah, I think the BBC mask has been slipping, literally, like around their ankles now. It's just so embarrassing. And you're right. I think the worst thing about all of this is the deliberate misleading of the British people. You know, these are people that are effectively taxed without representation with their TV licence fees. These are people that have coerced and indoctrinated viewers for many, many years, and now we know they've deliberately been deceitful. The person at the top has to go. This is beyond, you know, PR recovery now. This is the worst. One of the worst things I think we've seen here is not what they've been doing.
But you know what, guys? This is so brilliant. It's so brilliant because they're actually getting into the core of all those NGOs and this little arm and this little network that's festered, the cancer that's in our society. And that's why I played the song "Can You Feel It?" Because can you feel it? So let's move on. I mean, if you want to go and see what these people have got to say about it, you can always do that later. But let's get to the next bit. Let's see what this is. Well, let's move on. I'm going to get to the Tommy Robinson stuff. Here we go. Oh, this is funny as well. Right, here we go.
Who acceded to the English throne at the age of 9 on the death of his father Henry VIII in 1547?
Henry VII.
Yeah, that was Deputy Prime Minister David Lammy, who was humiliated earlier today after a French taxi driver was acquitted of trying to steal his money and his luggage. Some of the details of that court case, by the way, are absolutely hilarious, so stay tuned. We're coming to a court case that is a lot less hilarious now. Was Tommy Robinson persecuted for his political beliefs? It's time for that to head. Huge victory for Tommy Robinson.
Yay!
Terror charge at Westminster Magistrates Court. He was stopped at the Channel Tunnel in Folkestone last July while he was on his way to Benidorm, apparently. The 41-year-old was accused by the police of giving, quotes, vague replies, which prompted them to demand access to his mobile phone. After he refused to give them his PIN, he was then arrested under the Terrorism Act. So in his remarks, the judge said this, quite telling this, "I cannot put out of my mind that it was actually what you stood for and your political beliefs that acted as the principal reason for this stop. Oh, I'm sorry, but I think that's absolutely terrifying. Tonight I'm asking, was Tommy Robinson persecuted for his political beliefs?"
Yes.
We have said on this now are the co-founder of the Together Declaration, Alan Miller, and the political strategist, Pablo O'Hanna. Thank you very much, chaps. Alan, I'll start with you. Was he persecuted for his political beliefs?
Well, it definitely appears as though he was. The judges...
By the way, I just got to interject here, right? Because watch the one on the right. When he gets to speak, he has a meltdown, right? And I hope Tommy sues him, to be fair. It's fucking... But it was a brilliant day yesterday, all of it. And the icing on the cake is still yet to come.
Said that the protected characteristics need to be protected, namely what he believes. And we saw that there was a meandering response from the police. And it looks very much like what we've seen quite a lot of in the recent period, that there's some people that are arrested or put in prison for some views and others that are not. But to the credit of the judge, he focused very clearly and specifically on the situation, and he made it abundantly clear that this had nothing to do with terrorism. It's quite remarkable, actually, in a week and a month where we've seen so many attacks, and the T word, the terror word, is never to be spoken.
Yeah, I mean, Pablo, I'll bring you in on this then. I mean, according to the judge's comments, it is pretty much black and white, isn't it? That because of Tommy Robinson's political beliefs, police pulled him over and then proceeded to try to persecute him.
Well, it is ironic that people like Tommy Robinson are so in favour of stop and search until it's them that are stopped and searched. Tommy Robinson is a homegrown terrorist. He is racist, he is violent, he is an extreme right-wing...
Sorry, Pablo, can I just put you in for your own sake, would you like to withdraw those comments about Tommy Robinson being a, quote, homegrown terrorist? Can I politely suggest to you that you might want to do that?
Tommy Robinson hates everything about our country. He has no place in
homegrown terrorist?
He has performed speeches that are incredibly divisive. They demon...
Patrick Christie says under his breath, he don't even realise he's messed up there. But what makes me laugh is, right, this bloke's got the nerve to call Tommy a homegrown terrorist, when the real homegrown terrorists, we're not even allowed to call them terrorists. We have to pretend that they're just little Welsh choir boys. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, dear. I can't.
Our communities, they divide our country, and that is not who our country is. What our country
But he's not a homegrown terrorist, so is he?
He may not be a terrorist, and he encourages the type of division that this country does not stand for.
Talking of division, I don't know about you, Alan, but I'm sorry.
It may be in this case that the judge decided that he was stopped because of his politics. That may be the case, but there is no doubt.
But Alan, I'll come back to that, because that's quite an interesting statement, isn't it? Someone on the left who comes straight out the traps and says Tommy Robinson's a homegrown terrorist, then has to backtrack on it and then talks about people like Tommy Robinson sowing division.
I think it's remarkable, and actually many on the so-called left bear huge responsibility for the problem of censorship and not allowing people to talk about things like rape gangs and borders without calling them racist. It's why Sarah Chapman left the Labour Party. It's also why Dennis McShane did the terrible situation of Rotherham. The public wants to have an open debate. They want a proper national inquiry. And yet, people call the public, just like we've seen at the Labour Party conference, millions of the public, they call people far right, whether they're anti-ULEZ protesters or they're concerned about borders or rape gangs. Now we've got someone who's saying that he's a homegrown terrorist. They fling out these smears and accusations that are unfounded, that are very dangerous and utterly irresponsible. That's also why at the Together Declaration, at our event on Sunday the 16th, we're going to be talking about the absolute outrage of thinking that digital ID is going to stop these things. Pablo's very point about division is something that's been stoked up actually by identity politics and multiculturalism. What we need is a discussion about integration, about the values and virtues of enlightenment, the democracy, liberty, freedom and rights, not actually constantly calling people names and slurring people in the public that have got concerns with these issues.
Are you disagreeing that Tommy Robinson is far right and racist? He is far right and he is racist. That's not me being outrageous. He is.
What you started off here was saying that he's a homegrown terrorist. It's utterly irresponsible. You've backtracked already. You've demonstrated the cavalier and superficial nature of your assessment. And I think you really need to take stock. We're having a very serious conversation in Britain about the concerns of the British public, where people who fly our national flag are called all sorts of names, where 1 million people went on Unite the Kingdom demonstration, and yet people are calling them at the Labour Party conference racist.
No,
you started off with a smear.
Fine. Flying the flag is fine. That is not racist. That is not divisive. I'm very proud of that flag. There's nothing wrong with that. But it is not okay to associate it with any level of racism.
Pablo, can I ask you a question just to round this off? So I don't know if you're a Master Jeremy Corbyn fan or not, but I'm going to use him as an example here. Someone who is, I think, on the pretty hard left of British politics, right? If Jeremy Corbyn had been trying to drive a car from the Channel Tunnel eventually through to Benidorm, which is a hefty drive to be fair, and had been stopped by police, and in a court of law it had emerged that the police had pulled him over ultimately because of his political views, you would be absolutely outraged by that, wouldn't you?
I don't think it's appropriate to pull anyone over if they haven't done anything wrong. But at the moment, if you're going to be stopped and searched, then it has to apply to everybody.
So we've got a situation where the left have called on censorship and deplatforming for all sorts of people, yet they don't want to address some of the big concerns, like with Islamic radicalisation.
Exactly.
That's why someone like Mohammed Shafiq was celebrating, telling Facebook they should deplatform Tommy Robinson when he was taken off all social media. The same person, by the way, who attended an event where someone celebrated the killing of the leader of Punjab. What we've got is a situation where there's not an honest addressing of these things, right? And I just want to say to anyone who's on the left used to have a proud tradition of fighting for free speech for everyone and thrashing out ideas. It's a travesty now that there's an attempt to shut everyone down in censorship. We need free speech for everyone.
All right. Well, at the risk of seeming like I'm shutting anyone down, we are now out of time for this segment, I'm afraid. But thank you very much both for coming on. As co-founder of the Together Declaration, Alan Miller there, political strategist Pablo Hanna. I will just say again that I imagine that Tom Robinson, well, he does obviously deny that he's a homegrown terrorist because he isn't one. And I think he would also deny that he is a racist and indeed far right. The allegations lobbed his way there. Coming up.
Who acceded to the English throne at the age of 9 on the death of his father Henry VIII in 1547?
Henry VII.
Edward VI.
No, you just can't get enough of it, can you? Can't get enough of it. Mastermind himself. A French taxi driver has been cleared of stealing cash and luggage from the now Justice Secretary David Lammy. Now, the details of this court case will have you splitting your sides with laughter. Honestly, I'll reveal all very soon. First time.
My job to deal with the world as we find it. Not the world.
To £200 extra a year to the taxman. Now that might not sound like a lot of money, but for a lot of people who are, barely managing with the heating, with the shopping every week, given how high inflation has been.
The government didn't ask GB News questions today. Instead, they appear to have just got two random social media personalities to offer them.
Here it is.
Secretary David Lammy hit the headlines. In what the Sun dubbed as Taxigate, a French taxi driver accused him of getting aggressive when asked to pay for a 6-hour trip to a ski resort in France. Well, this same driver, Nassim Mimoun, was then accused of stealing cash and luggage from David Lammy. But a court today cleared him of all charges, and a judge ruled that the Deputy Prime Minister's claims were, quote, incoherent, adding that there was zero proof that the taxi driver intended to keep any of the goods. The taxi driver also claimed that Lammy's partner had, quote, a crazy meltdown in the car, trying to open the door while the car was travelling on the motorway. He also thought that David Lammy might have been armed with a pistol, so I don't know what gave him that impression, saying that he saw a holster on the minister's hip. Well, there you go, that'll do it. He also alleged that a frustrated David Lammy yelled the effing French before snatching the bill that he thought had already been paid out of his hand. So the taxi driver told the Telegraph after today's acquittal, David Lammy, France didn't believe you. Well, for more on this now is the deputy political editor at The Spectator, is James Hill. James, I mean, gosh, the details of this are absolutely shocking. Also, may I add that the taxi driver claims that David Lammy, and I believe it's his wife, left the back of his taxi looking like a student Diggs. It was absolutely appalling. Did David Lammy have to apologise to this guy?
Oh, I'm not really sure that irritating French taxi drivers has ever done the cause of British diplomats march harm. I think it was sort of the most Palmerstonian episode from David Lammy's brief tenure at the Foreign Office. It's quite an extraordinary story, as you say, Patrick, and some of the quotes this guy was giving afterwards were hilarious. He was saying that the minister was attacking a humble French taxi driver who was simply doing his job. I mean, well, never really come across a humble French taxi driver before. But all these different details, it really does seem that neither account stacks up, because the taxi driver is accusing Lammy, as you say, of having a gun potentially in the back, of being some swearing and blinding and demanding this sort of payment properly. And actually, Lammy was saying that he didn't insist and paid all the proper bills, and actually this taxi driver drove off with the diplomatic passports in the back of the car. So it's really been a sort of he said, she said story.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, I mean, beneath this, David Lammy allowed a taxi driver to drive off with all of his possessions, including diplomatic passports. I mean, they don't call him mastermind for nothing, do they?
Well, don't worry, he's now the Justice Secretary, so he's in charge of all our courts and law and order. Yes, it's quite right. I don't think we're ever going to get to the bottom of this until one day David Lammy actually does a full and frank explanation of what exactly went on. As you say, it really does seem quite baffling. I mean, the write-up of all of it was very sort of 1980s sort of Sun-style Union Jack, up yours the laws thing, but no one really seemed able to make any sense about it. And as you say, it was a long journey, 600 miles, and of course a massive bill, 1,500 euros or so.
Yeah, quite. I mean, the picture, we can't show the picture of the back of the taxi because the Sun own the picture. But I mean, it just kind of sandwich wrappers everywhere. I mean, it is pretty disgusting. And the allegation that, of course, he also used the phrase "the effing French." I mean, it would the idea of now Deputy Prime Minister is sort of a bigoted slob.
Well, look, I'll say that given some of David Lammy's past pronouncements on sort of community inclusion, it may not completely fit so well with his worldview. But personally, I think that we've all had a row or two on the continent with an old taxi driver, so I'm prepared to let that one slide.
Yeah, quite, absolutely. I don't know. I think. Oh, actually, yeah, I better not say this because I have actually got a statement from the Ministry of Justice that I will be. We were waiting a while for a statement from the Ministry of Justice. It appears. Oh, hang on a minute. No comment. Right, fair enough. Okay, all right. So they don't want to comment. But so I suppose, as far as David Lammy's concerned, is this just a score draw? Is it? He's been disbelieved in court, but that doesn't necessarily mean the French bloke's telling the truth.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's probably the fair way to say it. And look, I mean, it's the first time I think tomorrow David Lammy is doing PDs, the Prime Minister's away.
Oh, good.
So he's going to be up there. So all I'm saying, any Tory spinners worth their salt, any backbencher you want to make a name, you've got to make a joke about French taxi drivers tomorrow. Now's your chance.
100%. Thank you very much, James. Always a pleasure. James Hill, Deputy Political Editor at The Spectator. Like I said, we went to the MOJ. They declined to comment. Coming up.
So, yeah. It was a wonderful day, and you can feel the pushback, can't you? You can feed it. You can feed it. We've got Esau in the back, people, so just let him up for 5 minutes.
I need less than that. So listen, have you seen what Den's up to now?
What is Den up to now?
So allegedly, yeah. Remember, so this man doesn't like his family. He's always trying to find a reason to escape his family. Every time we've all heard it. If it's not the Shield, if it's not Tommy, if it's not Kaylee, if it's not you, there's a reason why he's going to be around his family. Now, conveniently, when he wasn't at home, someone tried to set fire to his gaff, conveniently, when no one's at home. And he's trying to blame Wendy, of all people.
Have you seen it? And myself. Have you seen any proof?
What, the house on fire? It's Dunt's word for, I don't believe him. But if it did happen, he's the person who did it. To blame it on somebody because he's that stupid, he's that dumb. He'll actually interfere with his family to get the police involved, just to get back at you and Wendy. He's that sick, Trooper. If you listen to it properly, he said, I wasn't at home. Why was he not at home? When everyone knows he has 2 severely autistic children and his ex-partner is the full-time carer of them. Why was he not helping on a Saturday? Why conveniently, but the house goes up in flames and next door catches the blaze. But he wasn't there. Conveniently. And now he wants to blame you. And you see his little master plan. He's going to try and expose your son in 8 weeks' time. That's his master plan.
Look, Esau. Firstly, he claims that he's already played this so-called recording to everybody, right? So he ain't exposing nothing if he's already played it to everybody.
It's me saying something to you, that's always recorded.
Right? Secondly, I couldn't give a toss about his recording, right? I really couldn't. I really couldn't, because let me tell you something. It doesn't matter what he believes. I know the truth, right? So whatever people want to say, whatever they want to run with, whatever they want to do, if they want to believe I'm fucking Ma Baker with a load of gangster sons, they can. If they want to believe that I'm this fucking evil woman, they can. I don't care. I have no interest in Den Terragon or his silly trolling. Yeah, but it's yes, I have heard the video, and I'm about to play it. And if you don't mind, I'd like you to leave me alone to enjoy the moment, while I savor the moment and laugh at the silly bastard who's made up some fucking dramatic story, right? Some dramatic storyline with absolutely no proof to try and make it look like he's actually fucking got Wendy, and I don't even know why. He's dragged Eric in as well, wasn't he? Apparently.
Yeah,
So,
but you understand? You're like, I'm going to keep pointing out to everybody. This man has made excuses of why he needs to leave his family multiple times.
I'm not interested in that. I don't. You're trolling.
I'm not trolling. I'm not trolling. I'm pointing out what he's been doing, and what I'm doing is, I've heard that man make excuses of why he has to leave his family. I've got to join this shield. I've got to go and do this. Got to go and do that. Now, conveniently, the house goes up on fire when he's not there on a Saturday night as well. When he's not even there, it just screams to me attention. It screams to me that I don't actually believe anything even happened to his house. I think he's that warped. He might have actually done it himself, and it might have been like a little fire that went up in the front, and I tried to blame everybody on YouTube. It'll be me and bleeding next.
Until I couldn't care less. Let him blame whatever. Listen, whatever, flat packet, whatever. Listen, until he shows us the photo of this burnt out car, don't believe a word of what he says.
Listen, what I'm saying is, I know he's listening as well. He knows listening. He made up this whimsical story because he wants to rid himself of problems in his life, and now he's trying to what he's trying to do is kill two birds in one stone, get rid of his family and blame one of you lot so he can get one of you lot. You know what I mean? But it's actually him. He's that sick in the head. Think about that. The police will be like, why were you not home on a Saturday night? Where was he? Think about this year, if it did happen. Where was he on a Saturday night when he should have been with his family? Where was he?
Yeah, you're not going to spill my fun, yeah? I think he's an absolute dick. I think he's fucking made himself look really silly. Yeah? Right? Spiteful, insecure, nasty. He showed his hand as a troll. But more importantly, he's a fucking laughing stock.
The flat pack his belongings. Oh my God, Carl.
Yeah, exactly, Carl.
Don't believe it didn't happen, yet in the same breath he did it himself.
Carl had already proved that he was a liar.
Okay, I mean,
you do know that on Cole's wall, if people bother to go and look, you'll see the dodgy video that he sent Carl that shows the man's mental, yeah, in the middle of the night. Yeah.
His top off as well.
And you'll see all the proof that he didn't turn up. I don't know why people just don't bother going and looking. He didn't even turn up to meet Carl. So.
Sorry. Carl's saying, for fuck's sake, we know what he's doing, for fuck's sake. See, even Carl can smell the rat here, smell the gasoline. He's trying to...
We all can see what's happening. That's why no one's reacted to it. It's a load of bullshit.
He got fucking ghost players on that other mongy northerner. It's just, look, I'm gonna say again, yeah. I know he hates his life, but do you hate it that much? You actually set fire to try and attempt to kill your family, cook them in their own home, and blame it on Wendy and Jupiter? Come on. That's like Rodney Drooper, yeah, saying someone banged on his door and saying, "Oh, Drooper said her son's around."
That's just ridiculous.
Exactly. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. The whole thing.
Yeah, Carl Wild says be warned, and if you see titties on there, they're dens, by the way.
Oh my God.
Go to the wall. Everyone should go to Carl Holmes' wall.
Can you put link to channel, please? Can you put link to channel in the chat, please? So I can look at it.
Just type in Carl Holmes 12.
Carl Holmes is a very generic name. It's like 100,000.
Yeah, Carl Holmes 12. You should find it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, listen, I'm not going to take too much of your time. I wouldn't mind listening to you roast that fucker, yeah. But again, yeah, anyone who tries to run from their family and then tries to, and the house goes up in flames, you know, by magic, and you try and blame it on people on YouTube, we can all see what you're doing. We ain't stupid. Nice try, though. Wendy the arsonist. Drooper the arsonist. Think about it, Drooper. You're the arsonist. It's crazy. What's more crazy as well that makes you laugh is the fact that he's been upset. He thinks that in 8 weeks' time he's going to get you off the internet, Wendy behind bars, you behind bars as well, and he's the one to do it with recordings.
Your mic is still fucking farting. What is wrong with it?
It shouldn't be. Let me come back in. I took the headphones off, so I shouldn't be.
Anyway, so I want to get on with playing it. And
I want to listen to it.
But I don't think he mentioned my name at all, to be fair.
You're behind everything. Just like I said to Daniel a couple of hours ago, he went from obsessing over Kaylee to obsessing over you to obsessing over the Shield to obsessing over you again, and now Wendy. But if you look at it, there's no mention of his family ever until now. Who the fuck's going to go after his family? If anyone was going to go after his family, why is he insinuating anyone would do that? The only person that would target Den's family is Den, because he needs a loose ends.
I don't even believe it's happened. I don't even.
But if it did, it's him, and he tried to tie that loose ends to try and threaten on people. You really think, yeah, one of us is going to fucking, go and visit that prick of land? The only person who doesn't like his family is Den. We don't know his family. He's the only person who has grievance with his ex-wife and his 2 children. He's the only person who grievance against him. We have no grievance on them. But yeah, their house was up in flames, and he wasn't mysteriously there. Wow.
I don't believe that it even happened, number one. Number two, right, you're actually bringing my vibes down, and I want to play this fucking thing, right, because your mic's getting on my nerves. Fart.
It's your computer, because what you back up to on YouTube, I'm actually quite clear, so I don't know what's on your device. But listen, you get to it, yeah, roast that fucker. I'm going to work very shortly, so I won't be here the whole morning, but give me some laughs, yeah?
Yeah, well, I'm going to go and have a look at him now anyway.
Please. Thank you. I'm glad to hear it. Good night, Trooper. Or good morning, even.
Yeah, night. Yeah, so I was going to go and look anyway. It's got nothing to do with him asking me to. So, guys, this is this is apparently. I couldn't stop laughing when I fucking heard this. Yeah, when I heard this, I was just like, "Oh my good God!" Right, this man. Right. It sounds like he sort of has a pig. So, he says, was Wendy Wu responsible for arson? Right? I was like, what the fuck? What's this all about? What's this?
Evening, PTube. Hope everyone's good. Now, just a quick one. Over the weekend, we had a arson attack. Set a car on fire, which in turn has caught next door's house or whatever. Could have turned out quite bad, to be fair. I mean, I wasn't home at the time. It was all caught on CCTV, and obviously the fire brigade and the police do an investigation when it's an arson attack. Obviously they ask, you know, have you had any problems? Have you had any issues with people? Can you think of anyone that want to do this? Blah, blah, blah. Now, obviously, with Wendy putting up a video trying to highlight and endanger myself and pictures of women been put around before or whatever. I think the belief is that the pictures of the women that was put up was apparently my wife or whatever.
Right, so he's now accusing Wendy of putting up a video with pictures of women and that they're meant to be his wife. Okay, whatever. Oh, for fuck's sake, let's carry on.
So obviously, you know, that's been put out recently, and then I've had an arson attack. So is it relevant? Is it possibly something that's come from that's ended up in an arson attack? I don't know. All you can do realistically with these situations is give them the details, show them, this is the channel, this is the video, these are the details, whatever. The original source from that is obviously Eric's channel. So I've shown them the link to Eric's site and whatnot. That's all you can do realistically.
So, then thinks that when he went out there and put a video out to the whole world where he walked up to a Pakistani man, quite an innocent one as well, outside a mosque, and told him that he smells of 7-year-olds. Yeah? He thinks that's Wendy's fault. No one told them to say that. No one told you to say that. You sit online 24/7 making up shit little narratives and shit little videos that I know he is actually mental. It's hilarious, which is why I've been ignoring him for the last few weeks, because he really needs attention. This is just attention seeking. It's crazy. It's crazy. So because he's sat there and he's been digging out Wendy and digging out me for weeks, right, making up these weird fucked up videos, all with the aid of Moon, yeah, and Moon is culpable in all this, right? Harassing 2 women for months and months and months and months and months with bullshit, yeah? Trying to put together a narrative that don't even make fucking sense, yeah? Because you won't put out the fucking full conversation or allow the other side of the conversation to be heard because you want to put out a narrative. You're sitting here and you're doing all this. There's absolutely no proof, right? Because he hasn't shown proof. If that was me, right, I'd actually show the fucking car that's been set on fire and say you're actually mental. But no, not him. Not him. Because we know it's all been made up in his head. Yeah? That's what I believe. It's all made up in his head. So that's the first thing. Yeah, he's obsessed with me. Listen, Lynn, Cole had an argument with him and he blamed me. And it was nothing to do with me. Absolutely. All I did was come in the room, see the 2 of them arguing. I couldn't even see Den's comments because then I have got him blocked, right? But just saw Carl having a dig at him and saying at Den Terrigan, blah, 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 right? And I went, knock him out. because I said knock him out, I caused them out, even though they were around before I got there. It's almost my fault. Of course it is. Anyway, we've got to listen to some more of this because this is fucking brilliant. So not only has he fabricated the story that his car got burnt out and his next door neighbour's house got set on fire, right? He's now blaming Wendy, even though it was his own words. Right, what he doesn't understand is that in the current climate, in the current politics, yeah, people walking up to Pakistani men outside mosques and telling them that they smell of Muslims ain't really going to go down too well. And it could be fucking anybody that's gone to his house. And if there really is CCTV, I'm sure they're going to get to the bottom of it pretty quickly. You know? So I don't think anyone's really going to be worried about this. But let's listen.
I mean, luckily, nothing bad's happened or whatever. I mean, next door's house has been the main, the main point of danger or whatever. Burn the car, it's neither in or there, it's just the car. To be fair, it's worth more on paper than it is, whatever. So that side of things I'm not really asked about. But obviously, when it's catching fire to next door's house where people live, yeah, it's a bit more of a problem. You're endangering people. You could have burned people in their beds.
No.
Obviously, I'll give all the relevant details to the investigation team or whatever from the fire and the police or whatever. What that will mean for certain people, I don't know. We'll see, won't we? Can you hide behind a channel for all that time and whatnot and just be anonymous? It didn't sound like that. It didn't sound like that at all. It sounded like really easy for them to locate that person or whatever. And obviously...
So, in the last 2 weeks, we've had a bloke released out of prison who shouldn't have been out of prison, who wandered around London for 48 hours. Yeah? And a bloke who went on a knife rampage and had his first attack 8 hours before the second attack. Yeah, I really think the police are fucking quick on their toes. Yeah? Right? But to suggest that it's even Wendy is just fucking hilarious. Let's carry on playing. Let's listen.
So we've already got Eric's actual name, details, home address, and I've got several pictures of Wendy. So by the sounds of it, there's not really much wiggle room.
So Ramsey's got several pictures of Wendy, right? And he's trying to frame Wendy for it. Good luck with that one. Fucking hell.
I would say. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what details it brings up or whatever, because obviously once there's an investigation going on and whatnot, you end up with all their details, etc. Depending which way it goes, I guess. So yeah, we'll see. Now, obviously, some people are aware that there has been a lot of changes in law and whatever. By Wendy putting certain things out. I think she's fucked herself up a little bit. I mean, it's one of them, isn't it? The video that's been put forward, it's no longer on Eric's channel. Eric.
So Wendy hasn't fucked herself up at all. Not at all. All she did was show what you did in the past. Yeah? That's all she did. That's it. There's no, I don't know what he's talking about. There's no address on there. Nothing. In fact, does anybody have Den's address? All he wanted to get was Wendy's address, so he set his imaginary car on fire. Listen, as far as I know, he lives in his car. Of course, easy. He'd asked Easy to play it. Yeah, just like he went over Ghost and asked Ghost to play the fucking stuff. Den doesn't realise he's the one that's in trouble for harassment. Yeah. Oh, but what a weirdo. He's a troll online.
It's obviously aware of the changes of the law, etc. And yeah, probably will get prosecuted. Now, I have obviously copied all of Eric's back catalogue at the time. So, yeah. So, as random people would say, oh, Eric's done the video, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. Like I've told people from time ago, I don't even watch him. I just get told about it, I'll copy it, and I'll put it in a safe place. Now, there's quite a lot of videos.
Bloody lucky it didn't get burnt down, eh?
Videos put away. And obviously, these videos, do you know what I mean? I don't think they would be put out now, realistically, because obviously people are aware of the changes in law. Now, for me, I couldn't give a fuck about any of that shit, if I'm honest. But yeah.
So Den doesn't care about the law. He doesn't care about the changes in the law. He doesn't give a fuck. So why should anyone give a fuck when it's you?
final element of the permaculture decision-making matrix, the permaculture design principles. Here are my two favorite books, which are the source of the principles. Bill Mollison included a comprehensive list of principles in the Permaculture Designer's Manual. And later on, David Holmgren consolidated and repackaged the principles into 12 in his book, Permaculture Principles and Pathways Beyond Sustainability. So for simplicity's sake, I'll present to you Holmgren's 12 principles. Principle 1 is observe and interact. And this is essentially what we've been talking about for this entire course thus far. Where am I? What are the forces present on my site that I need to design for? Climate, topography, water, soils, vegetation, wildlife, wind, fire, people. These are some of the elements that are part of our observations. Principle 2 is catch and store energy. Energy is not just electricity, but stored water represents potential energy in the form of irrigation water for future crops. The biomass of a forest represents a living storage of building materials, fuel, nutrients, and water. Alternative energy systems can turn wind, sun, and flowing water into electrical energy. So this principle gives us the directive to capture and grow surpluses in our system. Principle 3 is obtain a yield. This principle promotes self-reliance and gives us the directive to reap a harvest from our permaculture system, because you can't work on an empty stomach. This principle is relevant when making a choice about which tree to plant in a location. Always choose the one with greater and more diverse yields over an ornamental plant. Yields are not just food. Yields can be building materials, fuel wood, nectar for honey, but plenty of food growing all around you is true security. Principle 4 is apply self-regulation and accept feedback. This principle directs us to live simply and consciously, limit our own consumption, because no one else is going to do that for us. We need to keep our own consumption and emissions in check, because that is our responsibility when we care for Earth and care for people. Accepting feedback means that learning from our successes and mistakes is an imperative and should lead to better choices as we learn what works and what doesn't. Principle 5 is use and value renewable resources. Renewable resources are those which replenish with modest use. This could be sustainable forestry or fishing practices. This could mean planting an orchard downslope from a forest to take advantage of the nutrient and water drift that continually moves down the hill. This is the wind. This is the fact that plants and animals breed, and if we're responsible and careful, many of these resources can provide in perpetuity. The next principle, number 6, is produce no waste. This is where we make the waste of one part of our system the food for another. This means we compost, clean and recycle gray water, repair and repurpose broken tools and equipment, reduce, reuse, repair, recycle. This also means we don't waste people by having them do hazardous and meaningless work. Principle 7 is design from patterns to details. This is one of my personal favorites. It means that first we study the climate, topography, watershed, ecology, and we get a big picture vision of how we can interact with the land and community in a regenerative way. And then our design decisions are based on that. So this road I just drew in is placed in a way where it harvests the water for this pond. The detail of road placement was based on the overall pattern of water flow in the landscape. Principle 8 is integrate rather than segregate. This principle says that the more relationships between parts of your systems, the stronger, more productive, and more resilient your system becomes. This has to do with community as well. I drew a cluster of dwellings where a cooperative community can get much more done than an individual. Many hands make light work. Principle 9 is use small and slow solutions. I've gone ahead and harvested some of the trees on the forest edge to use for fence posts and replace them with nut trees that will start bearing in about 10 to 12 years. And will then live for hundreds of years. I've planted new trees over here, which will be new fence posts when these ones rot. I've also inoculated edible mushrooms into the stumps of the trees I cut, which will produce for years and then spread to others with the fallen wood. These are all examples of playing the long game using the small and slow design principle. Principle 10 is use and value diversity. You can see we've got housing, gardens, wind power, water storage, composting, gray water, forestry, orchards, and now I've added in rotational grazing of animals. Both here and in the orchard. I've also added more trees and gardens around the homestead and fish to the pond. Diversity is one of the key aspects of permaculture. We want to conserve diverse native habitats and make our human habitats rich with an abundance of many productive elements. Diversity is also resilience. If one part of our system fails, there are others that will thrive. Principle 11 is use edges and value the marginal. I've added edible hedgerows around the animal paddocks and along the road. I've also added bamboo down below the pond, which will be sub-irrigated by water that seeps down. The edges and margins are great locations to add more productive species or habitat zones, and I can use them to create further layers of productivity. Principle 12 is creatively use and respond to change. I noticed that with the orchards and hedgerows growing in, the forest soils growing spongier from the mushroom inoculation, and the soils building from the animal rotation, water has begun to move much more slowly down the hillside. So much so that this area at the bottom of the hill is becoming somewhat of a marsh. Well, that wasn't what I planned, but I'm going to creatively use that change, and I'm going to carve out some low areas that'll stay really wet, which I can use to grow edible wetland plants, and then simultaneously build up these peninsulas full of edge to grow productive trees which will get their roots down in this water table. Wow, I didn't even see that yield coming, but there you have it, the permaculture principles in action. I'd like to welcome a special guest here. This is Jacob Colin.
bode well for you or for the rest of us, really. It just turns into a doubted man.
All she has, because she has not looked into who I am or what's gone on with.
I don't need to look into. Well, look. Yesterday, where was it? It was yesterday. She turned around and said to me, "I need to research my enemy." Yeah. So I researched my enemy, and the first thing that came up was her dead dad. So, like, what do you want me to do? And I figured out why you're so obsessed with Danny, isn't it? Because your dad's name was Danny, isn't it, Voldemort? That's why you're obsessed with Danny. You got this weird obsession, like it's weird. But anyway,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah. But let me keep the smoke for later.
With my children, she's jumped on a bandwagon with paedophiles, knows she's fucked up, and now all she does is go to my dead dad and kids.
Bode well for you or for the rest of us, really. It just turns into a doubted man.
All she has, because she has not looked into who I am or what's gone on with.
I don't need to look into. Well, look. Yesterday, where was it? It was yesterday. She turned around and said to me, "I need to research my enemy." Yeah. So I researched my enemy, and the first thing that came up was her dead dad. So, like, what do you want me to do? And I figured out why you're so obsessed with Danny, isn't it? Because your dad's name was Danny, isn't it, Voldemort? That's why you're obsessed with Danny. You got this weird obsession, like it's weird. But anyway,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah. But let me keep the smoke for later.
With my children, she's jumped on a bandwagon with paedophiles, knows she's fucked up, and now all she does is go to my dead dad and kids.
Bode well for you or for the rest of us, really. It just turns into a doubted man.
All she has, because she has not looked into who I am or what's gone on with.
I don't need to look into. Well, look. Yesterday, where was it? It was yesterday. She turned around and said to me, "I need to research my enemy." Yeah. So I researched my enemy, and the first thing that came up was her dead dad. So, like, what do you want me to do? And I figured out why you're so obsessed with Danny, isn't it? Because your dad's name was Danny, isn't it, Voldemort? That's why you're obsessed with Danny. You got this weird obsession, like it's weird. But anyway,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah. But let me keep the smoke for later.
With my children, she's jumped on a bandwagon with paedophiles, knows she's fucked up, and now all she does is go to my dead dad and kids.
Bode well for you or for the rest of us, really. It just turns into a doubted man.
All she has, because she has not looked into who I am or what's gone on with.
I don't need to look into. Well, look. Yesterday, where was it? It was yesterday. She turned around and said to me, "I need to research my enemy." Yeah. So I researched my enemy, and the first thing that came up was her dead dad. So, like, what do you want me to do? And I figured out why you're so obsessed with Danny, isn't it? Because your dad's name was Danny, isn't it, Voldemort? That's why you're obsessed with Danny. You got this weird obsession, like it's weird. But anyway,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah. But let me keep the smoke for later.
With my children, she's jumped on a bandwagon with paedophiles, knows she's fucked up, and now all she does is go to my dead dad and kids.
Bode well for you or for the rest of us, really. It just turns into a doubted man.
All she has, because she has not looked into who I am or what's gone on with.
I I don't need to look into. Well, look. Yesterday, where was it? It was yesterday. She turned around and said to me, "I need to research my enemy." Yeah. So I researched my enemy, and the first thing that came up was her dead dad. So, like, what do you want me to do? And I figured out why you're so obsessed with Danny, isn't it? Because your dad's name was Danny, isn't it, Voldemort? That's why you're obsessed with Danny. You've got this weird obsession, like, it's weird. But anyway...
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah, but let me keep the smoke for later.
With my children. She's jumped on a bandwagon with paedophiles, knows she's fucked up, and now all she does is go to my dead dad and kids.